Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Solorzano, and on this channel we talk all things about manifestation, self-development, and personal growth. So if you like that type of content, then go ahead and like and subscribe. All right, so this episode is about how to be magnetic to attract the things that you want in your life. Anything that you want, you can have just by using the law of attraction. Of course, there's other laws of the universe. Using the law of attraction is one of the most powerful laws. Oh, this is my little buddy Wilmer. Say hi, Wilmer. Okay, so I am going to give you guys 3 tips on how to be magnetic. And the first one is to stay in a high vibrational state. Okay, so what does that mean? So everybody basically vibrates at a certain frequency, and the higher vibration that you are, then the more people are naturally attracted to you. So some of the things that you can do is you can meditate, and with meditation you are just clearing your mind. You're basically stopping thought in order to allow silence, and just some of the gunk that's going on in your head basically will just wash away at some point. At first, the first time I've ever meditated, I had a really hard, hey, just chill. So the first time I ever meditated, I had a really hard time just staying calm, I guess. I had monkey brain is what they call it, where thoughts are just bombarding you and you can't really concentrate on just staying calm and quiet and peaceful. But after a while, like anything else, the more that you practice it, the easier it gets. And a lot of the times people are meditating without actually sitting down and meditating like that. But so you're meditating a lot of the time. So if you're washing dishes and you're not thinking about anything, or if you're going on a walk and you have this moment where you're just not thinking about anything, or when you're driving, I feel that's the easiest way people can tell if they're meditating is when you're just focused on something and you're not really thinking about anything. Hey, it's okay, just calm. Right now Wilmer is not very meditative. He just wants to play right now. Anyways, so yeah, meditate and be intentional about your meditation. So what I like to say before I sit down and meditate is my intention is that I just want to clear my mind. And a lot of the times when I meditate, I will do it right in as soon as I wake up early in the morning, because I feel that's just the easiest way to kind of just get started with your day on something and stay in that high vibration from when you were asleep up to your awake conscious time. So that's what I would say. Stay in a high vibration. Other things that I would suggest is, like I said, nature walks. Going out into nature and just being in this, just appreciating the things that are around you, and just saying to yourself wow, the air feels so beautiful, I love it on my skin. You can also say just the trees and the plants are so beautiful. I love the way the sunlight looks. Or if you hear the birds chirping, just really be present in nature, and that will naturally attract because nature is has the highest vibration. So if you are just emanating and appreciating the beauty that nature provides, you will attract that energy within you, if that makes sense. I hope that does. Okay, another thing I would say is gratitude. So again, being grateful while you're in nature, or you're just writing things down, you are intentionally writing down the things that you are grateful for. I will do this throughout my day if I remember, or if I'm feeling it, right? It's not a big deal, but I have this thing called a gratitude jar. So when I walk by it, if I feel inclined or if I feel I want to, I will write down something that I'm grateful for. Usually I have this done with people that are new to my place and all that sort of thing. And it just kind of sets the tone for the home, and it also sets the tone for this like natural way of being with somebody and like with yourself. It's just, I don't know, it's just a beautiful way to just kind of enjoy where you're at in the moment. So I would, like I said, write something down that I'm grateful for, and I put it in the gratitude jar, and at some point, 6 months or a year from now, I'll open the gratitude jar, and it's just kind of like a fun way to just look and read about and just remember and reminisce on those sorts of things. But there's other ways of staying grateful. You can just literally just repeat the stuff that, like I said, if you're out in nature, just say the stuff in your mind. But it's easier when you, for me personally, it's easier when I write it down, just because when I'm writing it down, I feel like it's, okay, Wilmer's just kind of crazy right now. But when I write it down, there's just like this stronger sense of connection between like my brain and my sense of touch, my sense of smell, when I am actually writing something down. Oh my gosh, he wants to play so freaking bad. Okay. All right. Next thing, my tip number 2. So number 1 is stay in a high vibration, and that's by meditating, doing nature walks, or gratitude. And tip number 2 would be to live your passion. So this is a toughie. I know I had a really hard time kind of figuring out, okay, like, what am I passionate about? Like, what is my thing, you know? And for a long time, it was art. Like, I don't know if anybody knows this, but I painted this mural. I said that I painted this mural, but I did the drawing and everything, and I did the outline, but then I had a mural painting party, so I invited a couple friends over, and here are some pictures of us in our mural painting party. So if you've never done that before, highly recommend. Also, I was like super into art. I loved drawing, I loved painting. I just like loved the way I felt when I was like doing it. I just felt so free and like in this like flow state. So that was my passion. And I'm still passionate about it. It's just like now I'm just kind of shifting my passion into YouTube and video editing and just like making videos and all that stuff. So that's another thing. I feel like people get so inclined to just like stay on, hey, be chill. People just get inclined to stay on the thing that they've been doing for a really long time because they're scared to like do something different. And I like, you have to be like fluid, right? Like life is fluid. So allow yourself to like switch up your passions if you want to. Hi, I know you want to play. Okay, sorry guys. And I know that sometimes it's hard to even think about what you are passionate about. And one way that you can kind of tell is, I always kind of go to the thing of like, what are you looking up at like 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. if you're on your phone? Like what are you just looking up mostly in general? Like, are you looking up about like relationships? Are you looking up, you know, career? Like what specific career? Like what do you have fun doing, right? And sometimes that takes some time to kind of figure out. So one of the things that I did was I wrote down a list of things that I really love to do. Like, what do I actually love to like have fun doing? And I did those things for a while. And a lot of those times, the things that you have fun doing will lead you into something else. And then down that line, you will be able to find your passion along that path. Okay. So another thing would be, like I said, like, you know, what do you have fun doing? So what are your hobbies? And the more that you kind of like follow along this path of like, okay, well, what do I like to do? What do I have fun doing? You are naturally raising your vibration by staying in this like curiosity kind of mode, like just focusing on what you have fun doing, and that fun and that excitement and that curiosity, and knowing that the meaning of it is to kind of find your passion and like, you know, just live in your high vibrational state. Like that, again, like I said, will naturally bring you to this like magnetic and high vibrational state. Okay, so and I wrote down, do this as much as possible. So seriously, do this like as much as you can. Of course, like everybody has to work at some point. A lot of the times people feel like they can't really do anything outside of their work. But trust me, like if you just start off with one of these tips, like writing a gratitude list or meditating, that will naturally raise your vibration. That will naturally raise your curiosity in wanting to just learn more and have more fun. All right. So number 3, I wrote down, be mindful of what you consume. Okay, so this one is huge because I feel like people underestimate what, baby, I love you, but right now mommy's making a video, okay? Okay, I am. Go. All right, so be mindful of what you consume, and I love this one because it's one of those things that I feel like can go under the radar. So one of the things that I noticed was that I was always, like I said, I was really into art, so I was always painting, drawing, or just like looking up art stuff, art techniques and those sorts of things. And a lot of the times when I was doing these sorts of things, I was listening to music. And so when I would be listening to music, you know, I would get in this like state of mind where I'm like, okay, like what am I feeling right now? And at the time, like I was having a really hard time like understanding my feelings. Like I felt really, I don't know, like I felt down at one point, I felt low, but I also felt high sometimes. So it was just like always a back and forth thing. But I really resonated with a lot of rap music. I resonated with like a lot of, you know, hip hop, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of that music, like I absolutely love hip hop. Like trust me, don't get me wrong. But it would just kind of get to a point where it would be a little bit too much because some of the lyrics in like rap and hip hop are not the highest vibrational things, right? So be mindful of like what you consume. If you're listening to a lot of like sad music, that can also really affect your vibration. If you're listening to a lot of like heavy metal stuff, and I might get some backlash on this, like some people are like, oh, well, that's what makes me feel good and stuff like that. Okay, so if that's for you, then that's for you. Like, this is just my opinion, so don't trip. But anyways, so yeah, just be mindful of what you consume. And like I said, a lot of that can tie into your music. And then also think about like the podcasts that you're also listening to. So let's just say you're going on a nature walk and you're listening to a podcast, or you're going on a long drive, you're listening to a podcast, like make sure it's like an uplifting one, something that actually makes you feel good, doesn't make you feel so stressed out. Like I know we can get on this like informational binge where we're just like want to consume everything, but like there's podcasts that are like affirmations. I listened to one, it's called Habits of a Goddess, and I love her, so shout out to her podcast. But yeah, I'll listen to those types of things. I'll also just even listen to just like beats, like those I don't know what they're called, but like I don't know, like they're like just like high frequency beats, like binaural or something like that, and it'll just be like 435 hertz or something, I can't remember. But yeah, I'll just be on this like binge where I'll just listen to that, and it's just sound, right? And it's like nothing crazy or anything like that, but it just kind of helps like detox everything that you've been consuming. Think about like the books that you're reading, think about like the news articles that you're reading, think about also the people that you're hanging out with. Be mindful of like what the conversation is. So if you have a friend that is just like constantly like venting to you about the things that are going wrong in their life, or you know, just trauma that they've went through, all those sorts of things, that can have that can have like an effect on you, right? So because you're consuming that content from them. So just be mindful about who you're hanging out with, and then how often, like at what frequency, right? Because you want to, and if you do hang out with somebody, I'm not saying like if you have somebody who's venting, like don't hang out with them. I just want you to be mindful, and if it happens, then make sure you kind of detox, right? So whether if that's going on a walk, nature, listening to music, like anything that can help like just like detox your mind. Hey, stop that. He's biting the pillow. Stop. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So those are my 3 tips on how to be magnetic. I have to go because right now Wilmer is he's getting very restless and I know he wants to play. So I hope that helps. Let me know what you guys think and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.